Multiple choice divided he. In his truth multiplicity. For he know it all absolutely. Did not use the name of the Father to balance his creation celestially. And we came out of sync with the vibration pulse of harmony. Adam number 8 is infinite with no debate. First and the last, innate. Adoration, Selassie I great. Selassie I great. Yeah. Right out here on the dance floor, extroverted.
Tonight, and welcome to the It's Your Perspective talk show. Tonight we are continue to pay tribute to Akabeka at midnight. But right now, this is the It's Your Perspective talk show every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. until. We're on Facebook Live, we're on YouTube, we're on IGTV, we're on Twitter, we're everywhere, Soup.
Yes, I.
We're also coming to you via our internet radio station, streaming live from the VI.com. Tune in now via the TuneIn Radio app. You can also link us up on Twitter at VI Perspective. Soup, you ready?
Yes, I.
Bless that mic, man.
Greetings, Rastafari live. I'm reading from the speeches of His Majesty. This is the ultimate challenge. When I spoke at Geneva in 1936, there was no precedent for a head of state addressing the League of Nations. I am neither the first nor will I be the last head of state to address the United Nations, but only I have addressed both the League and this organization in this capacity. The problems which confront us today are equally unprecedented. They have no counterparts in human experience. Men search the pages of history for solutions, for precedents, but there are none. This, then, is the ultimate challenge. We are to look for our survival. For the answers to the questions which have never been posed, we must look first to the Almighty Creator, who have raised man above animals and endowed him with intelligence and reason. We must put our faith in him, that he will not desert us nor permit us to destroy humanity, which he created in his image. We must look into ourselves, into the depths of our souls. We must become something we have never been, for which our education, experience, and environment have ill prepared us. We must become bigger than we have been, more courageous, greater in spirit, larger in outlook. We must become members of a new race, overcoming petty prejudice, owing our ultimate allegiance not to nations, but our fellow man within the human community. Rastafari. Aye.
Yes, Soup, thanks for that. Soup's
Yes,
been blessing us from the very beginning with the It's Your Perspective talk show poem and also readings from Haile Selassie, right?
Yes, I.
Yes, man. So as we roll on here tonight, we do have some special guests, some returning guests in the studio tonight. Let me bring them up on the camera there. There they are. You guys wave to the crowd, wave to the world, wave to the universe.
Which way am I waving?
You're waving at us. Hey. So thank you guys for coming out. We have a returning guest and we have someone that's new. You guys introduce yourselves real quick.
All right, I'm Angela Golden Bryan, and I could talk a long time, so you have to tell me how much you want to know.
We want to know everything.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Angela Golden Bryan, executive producer of the Fireburn documentary, and this is.
I am Marjorie Tingle. I am the producer of the Fireburn documentary.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for coming back and coming here for the first time, man.
Yes, I.
So this documentary is a big thing. You've been working hard on it, and so I know you touched on this a little bit when you were here the last time, but I guess you've made some progress and you got some sponsors. So kind of fill us in and get us caught up to where we are now.
Okay, so where we are now, it's just been such an amazing blessing to see how, a meeting at a film festival, African American Film Festival in Miami, led to this point right here, just a conversation and talking in a book. And then Marjorie is the connector. She knows, brought in the director here who's off screen, Joel Findelman, shout out, award-winning director.
Award-winning
shout
director.
out.
He's amazing.
Yes,
And,
I.
just put together this wonderful team. And then coming home, all the wonderful people just pouring together and saying, yes, we want to be a part of this and bringing this project, this tool of cultural preservation, this tool of education to the community. And, first here, and then we go beyond the territories as well. So, WTJX is right there in the trenches with us, and we're with them. We're a team. And we'll have like music in motion and botanical gardens. They're reached out to us as well as the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts. And Pressure Bus Pipe, he's one of our sponsors as well.
Yes,
Shout out to Pressure for that.
Yeah,
So excited about that.
Yeah, and we're waiting it's not too late. I tell you, it's not too late, because making any type of production has its cost. And so we are still waiting to hear back from some potential sponsors.
Okay.
But also food. We've been so blessed. Like, we just went to Kim's.
We went to Kim's.
Oh my gosh.
And
In
was
town, right?
Yes,
Christian
in
said
town.
yes.
Yes.
We were blessed with Kim's as well as Sings.
Yes,
Sings.
Sings. They fed us for lunch.
Shout out to Sings and Kim's.
Yes, and,
Amazing food.
Yeah.
Right down the street from each other.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then Buccaneers, they're gonna feed us a couple nights. Buccaneer and Tap Deck Bar and Billiards and Savant.
And yes.
Yeah, so we're going west, we're going
East.
east. We're, anybody that wants to feed us, we're here.
Bring it.
Yes, in a local food, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's been a blessing.
So when you were here the last time, you have the book
Yes.
called The Fireburn, the screenplay.
Yes.
So this documentary is sort of a continuation, or this is kind of one and the same, or you're taking the book and you're putting this into a documentary. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, you know what? With the screenplay, it's historical fiction, and one of the things that it's easy to do with fiction is make stuff up.
Make stuff up.
And really, I use the Fireburn as the basis,
Right.
but there were things that I included that I know didn't happen, but in terms of like one of these the love triangle and the conflict and so I incorporated characters who did not exist. I put them all on one plantation, which was
Right.
not true, and I created. So I had this formula in mind of what I was doing. It's the hero's journey.
Okay.
And it's very standard in movies.
Okay.
The reluctant hero. The hero comes along, then they don't want to do it, then they do it, and then there's this arch, and that's what I used when I wrote the screenplay. And then I was like, you know what? Let's hear the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth,
Okay.
And so for me, it's very important, and I'm not at liberty to talk about the interviewees. However, what we can say is that we are going to be talking to local people, in the Virgin Islands, who have been looking at the archives, who have been paying homage to our ancestors through their art form, and it's just going to be wonderful, as well as the stories passed down. So we want to take a look like this, not just a one-sided view,
Right.
but how does this relate today? How do you use fire burn in a verb form as opposed to a noun form? We're going to fire burn. Is it time for that today? What does it look like in politics today? What does it look like in music? So we're trying to do something like this,
Okay.
instead of
Straight across. I got you.
Yeah.
We do need a Fireburn here, if you ask me. Right, too?
Yeah, man.
maybe I need to interview you then.
To start things going.
Okay,
Yeah, we need to get things going here.
Are you getting this on? Bill, okay, tell me more.
Well, I'll just leave it at that. But Sue knows what I'm talking about.
Oh man, I want to know.
Well, it's just time to light a big fire and get something
To make changes.
To make change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the way the place is at right now, it's just stagnant.
Yeah.
And I've moved back to St. Croix now about 10 years now, literally 10 years right now. And literally, I keep telling Kimber, man, I could leave here 40 years, come off that plane, blindfold me. I could jump in a car and I could drive and I ain't gonna bounce up in nothing, because
It's gonna be the same, huh?
it's the
Yeah.
same thing. Where
And that's what I was saying before the show. You was
So-
asking me, is the place changing? I said, not really. I mean, it's still pretty much the same. The same infrastructure is there. The bypass is new. But other than that, I think a lot of the infrastructure, a lot of the buildings are still the same. And so, but beyond that, we need to light a big fire here on St. Croix. But we're not going to get into that right now. We're just going to we're going to talk more about the screenplay. And
How soon do you intend to release it to the public?
This is a question that our wonderful director, who is off screen right now, would be able to give us some insight. But let's see. So we finished shooting on the 18th. Would it be unrealistic to say like a week later it'll be done?
Get closer. Get closer.
Would it be unrealistic to say a week later it would be done? Yes, yes, that would be unrealistic. So, the intention is to have it in as many film festivals as possible, and it is a rich, powerful history that deserves to be heard.
Right.
Because so much of history is so that we don't repeat the things that did not work.
Exactly.
And we can do the things that work again. And so we're going to do the film festival circuit
Mm-hmm.
and then bring it here.
Okay.
TJX, they're going to be playing it and definitely have a premiere here. So, maybe if some of your audience can start saying, hey, where would they like to see a premiere?
Right.
Yes.
Start giving us some suggestions. But as soon as possible, the turnaround time, because in this day and age, I feel a sense of urgency. Maybe it's my stage of life.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's just a sense of urgency about me. It's like, let's not play around anymore. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get it
Yes.
done.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is going to be like a 1 hour show or 2 hour show?
It's going to be more on, I'm hoping more for like 45 minutes. So for a taste,
Okay.
not very, very long, but not short either. I want
Okay.
it to be more than a commercial.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm thinking about that much, and with impactful insights and,
Okay.
and solid information. I think that's a good time
A good-
frame.
a good time
yeah,
frame
I think
for
we
it.
can do a lot in that amount of time.
Okay.
So how do you get a documentary like this into a film festival? What are the steps? What are the procedures, Marjorie, to
Well,
get these things
basically, we
going?
were doing some research and just looking at all the different documentaries that were up and coming, the film festivals.
Right.
Excuse me. A lot of times, you actually you have to wait at least sometime a year in advance, because a lot of times the documentary has to be completed before you can actually submitting it into various film festivals.
Okay.
Yeah, so once it's completed, then we can look to see what are some of the up and coming
Coming
ones.
ones, okay.
Yes, maybe for the end of 2020, early 2021,
Right.
that we can start submitting to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have footage already from other places and other interviews and that stuff, or are you doing it all here now?
It's all here.
All here. Okay.
Yeah, and today was our first round.
Okay. So you actually met with some folks and
Yeah,
got
yes.
their insight. Some elders
Yeah, yes.
to get their insight.
Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely. So it's going to be jam packed, and it's such a shame, I think, to come home and not be able to just like, I'm going to stick my toes in the sand, but we're like,
You're working.
schedule and
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'd love a nap right now.
Soon come. Soon come. Soon come. So why do something on the Fireburn? I know it's important, but I mean, why that? Why did you pick that?
Why did it resonate with you?
Yeah. Why did it
Yeah.
resonate with you to do this?
Well, growing up, learning, hearing little bits and pieces about it. But I was in Toastmasters International, and I needed a story, and it needed to be true, and it needed to be impactful. And I'm racking my brain. It's like, what? Then I went to a family party, and my Aunt Jenny was there, my Aunt Gata, and they started talking as, aunties will do. And
Yes.
yeah, man, remember when Auntie Mariah was da-da-da? And I learned at that time that my great-great-grandmother was actually at the scene, and her mothers were actually involved in it. And so she was 15 at the time, and that triggered it. It was like, oh my gosh, this is in my DNA.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
a part of me was there.
There, that's right.
Yeah, so it triggered that thing for me. Okay, I need to take this further. And then one of my acting coaches that said, you know what, you can't wait for people to come to you and bring you projects. You need to start writing your own stuff. And even if you just take out your phone and you and your friends do your own thing,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
do it. And so that's where the idea for the screenplay came.
Okay.
And then afterwards, it's like, okay, now that I've done all this historical fiction and taken all these liberties and making people up, let's have the truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you say here on this document here, the labor rebellion of 1878, and so you're saying it will answer many questions.
I believe that it will.
Okay.
And my hope is that it will also create some more questions, because I think that asking questions is very important.
Definitely.
It's just so it stimulates, it gets us to think outside the box, and not always will we have our questions answered. And I don't know that is so important to always have an answer.
Right.
But if we ask the right questions,
Right.
questions are motivational, and they
Yes.
help direct our actions. So I'm hoping that it will stimulate some new questions.
Okay.
And do some reframing as well.
So you did some interviews today. Did the conversations get you thinking about some other things?
I've been hearing and doing this. I've started doing more research. Marjorie is the researcher.
Okay.
She's amazing at research. I tend not to be the researcher, but this has forced me to look deeper, and I'm learning more and more things. Like one of my favorite things that I just recently learned, and we had a conversation, was that, we hear Queen Mary, but that she would actually, she would like, are you with us? And if not, she would threaten to kill you.
Yes.
I had never heard that before, all the stories. So, just hearing little bits and pieces,
Right.
and maybe this person has a bit and piece, this person has a bit and piece, and then we bring it all together. What did you hear from your parents, your great-great-grandparents? What did you see in the archives? What did you read from so-and-so's book?
Yes.
So I think it's a great project to bring it all together.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And so Marjorie, you said you're a producer, right?
I am a producer.
So what are some of the things that you've produced?
Oh, I have produced 2 TV pilots.
And pull that mic a little closer.
Okay.
Come closer or pull it closer.
Okay. Yes. I have produced 2 TV pilots. One is a sci-fi drama called Contingency Plan. The creator of that is currently in California.
Okay.
Pitching it to some really great producers and directors, hoping to put it on Netflix or HBO.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. And the other awesome project is another one called Waking Up White.
Okay.
And it was with the fabulous director Jason D. Gregory.
Okay.
So I enjoy it, just working behind the scenes with this, a creative set of individuals, filmmakers who are just out there just pitching really unique content.
Okay.
And it just gives me that inspiration to just be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did Super ask, how did you guys connect? Did he ask that, or was that part of the early conversation? But how did you guys meet?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I do a lot of acting, so I've done several independent films, a lot of theatrical productions, and I would go to a lot of film festivals. And the one that I did go to was the African American Film Festival in Miami.
Okay.
And I bumped into Angela. That was the first time we were
Yeah, that was
meeting,
the
right?
first time we met.
Yeah. So we stayed in touch here and there.
Right.
And we would talk to one another back and forth on Facebook. And I remember when she told me that she was making jam from fruit and different things.
Mango jam,
Mango
yeah.
jam. She mailed it to me. But then I think we really connected when she told me she had a book that she had written.
Okay.
And it was really dear to her heart. And she wanted to really turn this book into a documentary.
Okay.
She goes, I would really love for you to read this. And I thought, great, let me, send it to me. So she did. Now, I didn't know anything about the Fireburn at
Okay.
all. So when I read it, of course, it being a historical fiction,
Right.
I'm thinking, okay, this is a made-up story, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought, Angela, this is great. You're doing a phenomenal job. I love it. I can visually see all the characters and things happening. But not until I dug a little bit deeper, I thought, wait a minute, this thing really did
It
happen.
happened, yes.
Yes.
So I went online and I thought, we need to work together, make this happen. I can truly help you bring this into a documentary. And that's what we did. I contacted my good friend, Joel Fenderman, who's an award-winning director out in Miami.
Okay.
And she asked for a filmmaker, and I thought he would be the best one,
Okay.
So he jumped on board. We worked together to see if we can get a campaign going.
Okay.
An Indiegogo campaign where we were raising money for post-production.
Okay.
Now, we've taken a lot, Angela has taken a lot of her resources, financial resources, to bring this to fruition.
Okay.
And it takes a lot,
Yes.
to get a documentary
Right.
going.
Yeah,
So,
I see some of the figures here, and something I saw here that had some figures. Maybe it's not this. There was something that I saw that sort of outlined. I guess it was 3 or 4 categories. You had a dollar amount
Yes.
associated. And when I saw it, I thought, okay, even for something relatively small like you're doing, there's still a lot of money that has to go into
Go
it.
in, yeah.
Yeah, the
Go-
longer it is, the more it costs.
Yes. Okay.
So that can be a determining factor too. Without additional funding it could really be like a 5-minute documentary. No,
Yes.
just kidding. I'd be too embarrassed.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I saw too, you had a category, I think, for travel. And, that was up there too. And I thought, okay,
Yes.
if you're coming down here with a crew and a team like you are,
of course.
you got to travel and hotel and lodging and, you guys eating and all this other stuff and taxis and this stuff. So I could see how it could add up.
And as you can see, we're traveling with a skeleton crew.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was, for me, it was important, local hire. If we have the budget, but then, WTJX, they jumped in and they're like, okay,
Amazing.
we are your local people. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's so
Great.
wonderful to work with them.
Okay.
Great, yes.
So Angela, are any of your family still presently here residing on the territory?
So my father's side of the family, most of them are still here.
Okay.
My mother's side was from Buffalo, New York, and most of them are still, a lot of them are still in Buffalo.
Okay.
So yeah, so when I come home, I have my aunts, my cousins, and everything
Okay.
that are still here.
And how is that support from them?
Oh, amazing! They're very proud, and happy that I'm pushing forward and bringing this, and especially since great-great-grandmother Mariah was involved. It's like, it's a special part of our history as well. Because it's our history, it's Caribbean history, it's
History,
Crucian
yes.
history,
World
it's
history.
Danish
World history,
history,
yes.
Yes.
it's world history,
Yes,
U.S.
yes.
Yeah. So for me, it is absolutely so relevant.
Okay.
It's so relevant.
So let me ask you personally, what does Fireburn means to you?
Wow, to me, fire burn, and I have a little saying, fire burn, ignite your passion, and then I add, without getting burned. So for me, fire burn is this thing that you're so passionate about that you are ready to do whatever it takes. You are ready to light a fire under something, under yourself, because fire signifies healing, it signifies cleansing, it signifies destruction, it signifies reparation. And so for me, like a fire burn, all of those things can take place. What needs to happen in that current situation? Do you need to burn it down and start all over again? Do you need to cleanse and heal? Just like you cauterize a wound, or and so for me, it's like that passion that ignites you to move forward. It's the fire under your tail.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what it is for me.
Yes.
Okay.
So Marjorie, when you met Angela, I guess this was in the last couple of years that you guys met, or was it been?
2006? I'm thinking.
Oh, so this has been a while back.
2006.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had this ideal from back then?
No. It was 2010 that I started actually putting it down and consulting with Wayne James, actually.
Okay.
We were in St. Patrick's together, then St. Joseph,
Joseph.
and then Bradley University.
Okay.
So I had been consulting with him in 2010, and it had been an idea before that.
Okay.
But 2006, we hadn't been talking about that. It was
No,
just
not
over
at
the
all.
years. We were just, hey, how's it going? Hey,
Okay.
It'll be here and
Facebook,
there.
Okay.
Oh, I love what you're doing.
Okay, just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
conversation, general conversation.
Very
Exactly.
general.
Girl stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Then it might have been 2017 or 2018.
Is when we
2017,
really started talking
2018.
about,
Yeah, 2018.
Okay. So did you I'm sure all the research that you guys have done, have you heard anything new or different that sort of, about
In
different
regards to the story?
yeah, to the story. I mean, you're talking to elders and they're giving you their rendition. I mean, have you heard anything new?
Well, what I heard was new actually today was that Queen Mary was from Antigua,
Yes.
which I
Yes.
didn't even know that.
Okay.
Yes. So that was something new because I thought that she was actually
From here.
from St. Croix.
Yes.
So to know that she was from Antigua, but she was still had this passion inside of her to truly make a change, despite the fact that she wasn't from St. Croix.
Okay.
That to me was new information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That wasn't nowhere in any research?
No.
Okay.
I had it in my book, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that she's from Antigua. Yep.
Oh, okay, but I didn't remember that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. And what about you? What about you, Angela? Anything that you might have heard today?
Yeah, something that kind of stuck in my head was that when Caribbean history, hey, we went to the same school. Remember the Caribbean history book? It was like red, black, and white. I forgot. I think, what was it, about this much?
It's a thick book, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe in that book there was about this much on Fireburn, about that much. But that, as important as it has been for all of this, time, that even back when older people were growing up, that it wasn't really even acknowledged,
Mhm.
and they were even closer to it than we were.
Right.
You know, so that was interesting, and I would like to see at what point did it become like, oh my gosh, this is so important. We have to. I would love to know when was that turning point.
Yeah. Have you run anybody that? Because I know there's a lot of talk here in the Virgin Islands about Virgin Islands history being taught more in school. Has anybody said anything to you about putting this maybe in a history curriculum or anything along those lines?
Yeah, that is actually something that I have been working on for a while, to see if the screenplay that's probably more like drama, literature, but my children's book, it's very appropriate, I think, because it addresses anti-bullying as well, with the Fireburn as the backdrop, James and the Fireburn.
Yep.
And that one I could easily fit third grade, fourth grade, and perhaps maybe with my going from school to school and giving a demonstration and a reading and whatnot. But I would love to see that happen.
Okay.
I think it's very appropriate.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else is happening with this the Fireburn?
Are you doing any are you still promoting the bullying for the children's book? Are you still doing that right now, or you just put it on pause for a minute?
It is on pause right now because
Okay.
of
What you
all
do-
the timetable with this,
Right.
but definitely I wrote it and then bam, we went right into the documentary because timing is everything.
Everything,
And
right.
and Joel, our director, is a very busy man, and he had this block of time, and I had to jump on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to
Yes,
jump on
of
it.
course.
So with there is, I don't think there's a whole lot that. Is there a whole lot that you and I can do when he's working? I don't think so. So that would be a great time to pick up James and the Fireburn and just start going to more schools and promoting it. And for me, it's not even so much about promoting the book or promoting myself as it is keeping the conversation going
Yes.
about the anti-bullying. Because so often it seems like when a topic comes up, it's hot for a while. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, what's the next new hot topic?
Right.
But
Yeah.
this is something that kids are dying
Definitely.
over. They're killing
Yes.
themselves. They're
Yes.
being killed. And it used to be that, you go to school. Once you left school, you didn't have to worry about bullying anymore. But with these things here, it follows you.
Of
Yeah.
course, of
You
course.
know, it's on the internet.
Yeah.
Texting and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Social media in
Social
general.
media. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely love that. If anyone's listening and you have contacts in the school system, you want me to come back, hey.
Okay.
I love it.
So over the next few days, what is your schedule like? You're going to be meeting with more people and more elders and videotaping conversations with them, and
Yes.
and then you're going to just kind of edit it all up, and then we got a 45-minute.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you share who you're going to talk to or who you've talked to? Or is that still, like,
That's
tops?
going to be a surprise.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not at liberty, but we will say. So let's see the categories. So categories would be what we would call
Educated.
educator.
Educators,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. This will keep the suspense
That's
going.
right.
So cultural preservationist. So someone who wouldn't necessarily call themselves a historian, but look, no, I am steeped in this. I live, die, breathe this stuff. VI or die, that type of
Yes.
thing. As well as artists,
Okay.
musician. Let's see what else. Historian.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see what other categories. And sort of like, hey, these are the stories that I heard growing up. So a little bit of everything in that respect.
Family.
Yeah.
Family,
Who have
yeah.
people who have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you find it difficult talking to people, or people are just opening up and just letting you have and just come right in?
Just opening up. I think it's the people who said yes, they're passionate about this story, and they have been studying it and are passionate to share. And it's not, I'm trying to, maybe somebody has something, maybe it's a piece of candy that they love, but it's mine. I'm not sharing it. That has not been the thing. It's like, boy, this is a delicious piece of candy, and I want to share it with you. I want other people to see how
Yes.
sweet this is.
Yes.
And that's been that giving nature, which is so beautiful, because if the story isn't told,
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Good to go, man.
Yes.
it's good stuff.
So you guys are on social media. I think you have a Facebook page called Fireburn, right?
Everything Fireburn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everything Fireburn. So on Twitter and Instagram.
Instagram. Yes.
It's called Fireburn. Okay.
And I think on Twitter, I think I'm up to 3 followers on Twitter. I might be up to 3 by now. You know, I started playing the game.
We got to get that number up.
I know.
That's the thing with social media. You got so many. You got Twitter. You got Instagram. You got
Exactly.
Facebook. I mean,
Yes.
Just all of them.
yeah. It's almost like you got to
Right.
pick one and just
Stick
Yes.
stick with it and,
Yes.
and grow whatever you're doing from there.
Exactly. So Angela Golden Bryan on Instagram, that tends to have more of my followers. So, you know, I wanted to have everything in a nice, neat little package. You know, Angela Golden Bryan, that's going to be my actor and personal, and you know, everything Fireburn, that's going to be everything Fireburn. It's like, okay, this is getting complicated. You know.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, you know, so there is, but you know, please, if people would like to be updated on when things are coming out and behind the scenes pictures and whatnot, you know, go to Angela Golden Bryan. That's on Twitter. That's on Instagram. And it's Facebook as well, but everything Fireburn is better on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we'll be posting, and I actually, Dana Thomas.
Yes, Dana Thomas. She is our marketing director, and she has been phenomenal.
She's here too.
No, she
Okay.
was able to make it.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's been really helping us just market the campaign.
Okay.
It's been
Yes.
amazing.
Okay.
So
And you
when
got
you guys, excuse me, David, when you leave from here, are you planning to wrap it up and then put the whole put the whole documentary together?
Yes. Yes. So
Okay.
after the 19th, then it's time to put it
Time
all
to start to
together
put it together
and
and-
edit it so also with the documentary we're looking at people, but I don't know if you've heard of the term talking heads. You know, it's just people. You know, you're just talking, and after a while, it's like, you know, not that it's not interesting, but you need some dynamics and change. So that's a big part of what Joel does as well, is, you know, looking at the beauty of the island and, you know, taking a tour of the path of the Fireburn, and this is where it went, and putting that in so that, you know, your eyes
Eyes could
change and you
change,
see
right,
things,
right.
and especially for children that I really hope will be able to watch this. They need that stimulation as well. Us as adults, we can sit down and watch, you know, people talking like this
course.
here, but kids, you need to
They
change it up.
engage them
So
in a
Yeah, they're
different way.
attention
Yes.
spans.
exactly,
yes.
he'll be incorporating all of that beautiful, you know, the B-roll, the footage, the beauty of the islands, and how does it relate.
okay.
So that'll be nice as well.
Oh yeah.
And you guys also have a Indiegogo page.
Yes.
The Indiegogo campaign page.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Well, Angela, when she spoke with me about wanting to, of course, bring forth her documentary, and of course, you know, funding is a big part of it. We talked about what are some of the ways that we can really have more funding in it, and I mentioned to her about the Indiegogo campaign. It works for a lot of filmmakers.
Okay.
You know how they put their story on Indiegogo, letting the audience know what it's about.
Okay.
And what area specifically they're looking for.
Okay.
Whether that's traveling, transportation, lodging, meals. And you will have people who are passionate or connected to the story. They will donate and they will support you.
Okay.
So I was able to find a filmmaker that was right on time.
Okay.
Sometime in December, and he filmed us both on the campaign. And, you know, it just...
And that's the video that's up there now.
That's the video that's up there right now. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we've had a
Okay.
great following and a lot of support. So
Okay.
we're thankful.
So where does the word Indiegogo, I've heard of indie and I know what go-go music is, but
Yeah.
you put it all together.
It's basically just a crowdfunding link that people use.
Okay.
You know, to just bring awareness to their project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when
All
I
right.
hear indie, I think of independent.
Independent,
right,
okay.
independent
And these are
films.
independent filmmakers who, you know, aren't funded by big companies or anything. So independent, yeah, go. I'm thinking, go to my page.
Yeah.
That's where, you know, I can make up a lot of stories. That's the story that I'm making up for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so you got some great sponsors here, and I'm sure you're going to get some more.
Yes.
So what else? What else should we be looking for? I know you talked a little bit too about, I guess, when this is all put together, coming back to St. Croix and doing something
Yes.
grand.
Yes, we have to. So here's what I'm thinking. So for the people who have been a part of it, like you know, you both of you, and the people who are interviewing, we'll probably, you know, have a little private viewing, you know, here and there. But then for the premiere, where the public comes,
Right.
I mean, come on, man, we need
want
to,
something
we need to
elaborate.
do it up big, you know, red carpet
Right.
and.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah.
Any
Okay.
ideas for a venue for that? Let's see, come on.
I don't know. Buccaneer is sort of a nice place.
Okay.
to probably
Buccaneer,
do.
you listening?
We'll take that into consideration.
I mean, I don't know if you want to do a place in West. I mean, what's in West? I know they have that.
If you go to probably to the Great House where you were talking about, Wim Great House would be
Oh,
a nice
Wim Great
place.
House.
Yeah, that's a nice
Okay.
place to do that too.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd probably bring a little bit more, cultural vibe to the whole
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
And
So we
even
have
the
to put
Botanical
these-
Garden itself too.
Botanical Gardens is a good place to go to as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the ambiance is
Um,
nice, I mean,
Uh-huh.
And there's probably some other places I have to think about it, but
Okay,
yeah.
absolutely. Now, places that can accommodate ladies in heels, because you got to bring out the heels now.
Definitely,
Yes.
Yeah.
The gowns, the gowns,
The
and
gowns and all of
We
that.
don't need
right.
any twist ankles.
No.
So this is
Yeah.
sort of a black tie, red carpet event?
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
your vision for that?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We got
Very
to do it up,
elaborate.
and it
Has
has
to
to be on St. Croix.
Okay,
Yeah, the premiere has to be here.
okay.
Great.
And you're hoping when, by the end of this year?
Oh man, I would.
Early next year?
Wow, boy. Joan? Yeah, he said that it's reasonable.
He said he's going to
It's
go back and
reasonable.
edit it up. It'll be ready tomorrow morning.
Oh, but I'm gonna have to get some funding for this kind of
Hey,
event.
yes,
If
yes.
if we're talking, if people are gonna come out in heels, and I know I don't like heels, and I'm gonna sacrifice and wear heels, I better raise some more money.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
It's gonna be
okay.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, so good luck. It sounds like you guys are on your way to putting together a really good documentary that I'm sure will be received well
Yes.
by local people here, Virgin Islanders, and just elsewhere. I'm sure you have plans to just push this out all over the world,
Absolutely.
so that the world can see,
Absolutely.
get some insight on the history of what happened here.
Of course.
Yes. So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So you're really not going to tell me what needs to be fire burned? They both look at.
Well, I say I say that in the sense that, I mean, there's a lot of things going on here that just don't quite make sense, and maybe burning it and starting over would be helpful in that context.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you guys aren't from here, and so, you come here, you have a good time, but, we live here, and so we're sort of privy in a sense to some of the other things that are going on here
Sure.
that just don't quite make sense.
That's why I'm asking.
And, I've been back for 10 years now, 10, 12 years now, and so, as I like to say, that some things haven't changed.
Yeah.
Some things have not changed, and to me, it's somewhat disturbing. And maybe a way to rectify that is to burn something. I don't want to say someone.
Oh yeah. We
But
don't want to burn.
something,
Yeah. We don't want to burn.
and that would be enough energy to sort of get change going. Because I think that we do need some change in a few areas here. I just think that at times people are just kind of stuck. It's comfortable. I don't mind change for better. I mean, there's probably going to be some growing pains there, but if it's for the better, then hey, I'm all for it. And so that's what I mean by,
Starting over.
starting over.
Starting over,
Yeah,
yes.
starting
Of
over.
course.
Starting over. I mean, there's just a lot. Soup can sort of elaborate a little bit more on it too, but yeah, we've been here, and it's just been sort of a, you just can't believe that these kind of things are happening.
Sure.
And
Sure.
so, and I get the impression that people are just kind of stuck in a sense. It's cultural, it's cultural, and I get cultural, but we got to make change. We got to grow, and we got to make some change to just sort of move forward a little
Sure.
bit. And that's what I mean when I say that we need to have a fire burn.
You look
You
at
know.
it, for instance, we have a Fireburn here. I mean, and one of the most important part of our history, and literally, we have to go to court to have the VI history being taught in our schools.
Yes.
We've been taught every other else history, but our own history, our own culture, we got to go to court to fight it.
Yeah, to get it into the school system.
Yeah.
Into the
Wow.
school system. Yeah.
You
I've
understand
heard-
me?
yeah.
So it's really deep rooted stuff that's
Yeah.
taking place here that is undermining the value of our people,
Of a people,
of
yeah.
our land, of our heritage, our culture, everything. Because a people without a knowledge of itself is like a tree without its roots.
Of course.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yes.
So if the youths of today don't know who they are, where they came from, what the ancestors had to go through for we to be where you are now, what sense are we here doing? You know, what are we
Yes.
really doing? What are we
Yeah.
really saying?
Sure.
Yeah.
And every time we turn around, quote unquote, the children are our future. But
Of
so
course.
act that way. So why do I have to
Yeah.
go to court to force you
Yeah.
to tell my youths them, our youths them,
The
their
story.
history?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You
Something
understand?
something like
So
that should just go as far
automatically, you just,
as far as like the Commission of Education
Yeah.
to approve this. I mean, why do we have to go to court to get something that's of value into a textbook
of us.
Yeah.
about us?
So
You know,
yeah.
so that's what I mean when
It just don't make no
Yeah.
sense.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Don't
So
make no sense.
that process has to be burnt
Yes.
and
yes.
and
And
start
start over.
and start over.
Yes.
You know, so we'll see.
Yeah, I know.
We'll
I've
see.
been listening on your shows with Miss Genevieve, you know, and she
Yes.
and I have been talking, and she, she's
Definitely.
a strong proponent
Definitely.
of that as well.
I mean,
Yeah.
Genevieve is the
Yeah.
one who's taking
Yes.
taking it forward. You
Yes.
understand me? And
Yes.
also,
Hey,
Yeah.
Genevieve.
big up to
if you wanna-
Genevieve.
Yes,
you
we
know
love
what I'm
her,
saying, and
man.
everybody else who is pursuing the stats because again, if we have our youths there, we keep saying the youths of our future,
Of
and
course.
they don't know nothing about where they come from, and everything else they know about everybody else. Then,
Yes.
what are we saying?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
And it starts
Yeah.
with our children.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so
Yes.
we
Yes.
appreciate what y'all are doing and just continue to do the good works because this thing is very pertinent. It needs to be done. It has to be done.
Sure.
Fireburn should be all over St. Croix. Everywhere there should be a big mural, a big sign that these generals, these queens
Yeah.
took place and what they did, what they sacrificed for us to reach where we are today.
Right.
Now we sit back and just relax and just take anything anybody put to us and just accept it. No.
Exactly.
Yes.
No, you know, it's like say what they did just never existed. We
Right.
try to eliminate it, wipe it out of the history, just keep more. Don't let them know. Don't let them know. Don't let them know. So this is what you are doing is very,
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 very important. Very
You
important. Yeah.
understand me?
Yeah.
So just keep pushing it and blazing that fire. Cause that fire has to burn.
Yes.
It has to burn.
Thank you.
Well, it's, you know, people like you that are supporting and allowing us to come and talk and share. You know, it's that collaboration. It's very
Right.
powerful.
It's important. Yeah.
when we work together because
There's power
I tried
in
to do this by
numbers.
myself.
That's
There's
right.
no way.
That's
And this
right.
can't happen by myself.
That's
If
right.
There's nothing like this that we can do on our own. It has
Yeah.
to be a joint
A
effort,
collective
a
effort.
community
right,
effort.
Right.
Yeah.
Collaboration.
Definitely,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So.
So that's what we mean by Fireburn. You know.
Okay,
You
that,
guys-
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, and so I remember when I was, an adult, but coming here on vacation, and when you're on vacation, you sort of get one view of
Fuel
what.
grip.
Absolutely.
But when you live here,
It's totally different.
it's
You
totally
see the whole
different.
Yes.
dynamics.
Yeah, you
see the
what
whole
the
dynamics of
makeups
the
and
government
what takes
and-
place and
The private sector, the public
you
sector.
know the people.
Yeah, and so there's just some things that aren't right. And things aren't right a lot of places
Right.
in the States and
Oh, yeah.
Africa, but
we're here.
we're here and
And it's a small community. It is only 84 by one way and 7 miles the other way. So, I mean, so we could make it happen if we really want to make
Yes.
it happen.
happen. Yeah.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
far-fetched, nothing we got to go pull out of the space to come down to earth to make it happen. No, we got it right here.
It's not far fetched, is it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got a lot of talented people here. We got a lot of brilliant people here.
Absolutely.
Beautiful minds. Beautiful,
Yeah, just beautiful minds
beautiful
that
minds.
just if we could just get their ideals, and a lot of ideas are being shared every day. I listen to talk radio every morning, the local shows, and there's a lot of brilliant people. They got their ideals, but for some reason,
It's not meshing. It's just not. coming
these ideals
together.
get pushed to the side,
Right.
and so there's some form of a hidden agenda. I mean, but we got to change. We got to
Yeah.
change, or else we'll find ourselves. At times, I feel like we're sort of going backward.
Going backwards.
We're going
definitely.
backwards here.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
But Fireburn.
Yeah.
Let it
We'll-
blaze.
we'll-
And we're in a new year. This is 2020.
That's
A
right.
year of clear vision.
Ha, clear,
Right?
nuclear vision.
Yeah, nuclear.
Oh, I love it. Yes. Nuclear
That was
vision.
powerful.
I
Yes,
love it.
Yes, it's a nuclear
vision.
vision.
Yes.
Explosive.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand
Wow.
me? So-
Wow. So I mean, now I'm asking you a question, but I'm thinking, that stimulated me. It's like, do you feel, so with the Fireburn happening in 1878,
Hey.
do you think that we would be somewhere different today if it hadn't been for that?
Oh, most definitely.
So it still plays a part
It's
today.
Yeah.
m-
Yeah.
Very much so.
I mean, it was done for a reason. You know, some people were just fed up, and so they had a Fireburn in 1878. But it's almost like we have to have one of these every year to make sure that we stay on track. You know,
to get notice from whoever is in charge to do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. You know?
I'm almost sure after that Fireburn, for a period of time, I don't know how long, things probably did get better.
Yeah.
But, you know, I guess over time, things just sort of started slipping back into this sort of area that
you see too
doesn't make much sense.
For me too, I kind of sense that the people don't really realize the power that they have. They are the government.
Wow.
They are the government. So
That's powerful.
once they could realize that and see that and know that and act in that way,
Yes.
you know, because like for instance today they will tell you, oh, you can't strike, you can't do this. But because a lot of people, they put fear in them now, that the person will say, well, you know what, the soup, I ain't going out to strike today, you know, because I need my job tomorrow. But my saying is this: you've been living before the strike, you're going to continue to live during the strike, and you're going to continue to live after the strike.
Yeah.
So it's just the mindset of the individuals
Yes.
has to
Fear.
change.
Yeah.
A huge
Exactly.
fear.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
numbers make a big difference.
Speaks
You know?
volumes.
Yeah, you can't have two people and expect that to affect change. If you got 2,000 people,
Of course.
you know, the government will see, okay, these people, the Virgin Islanders, mean business. Obviously, there's something wrong, and that's why 2,000 people are here. But
to talk about this point or to make a point about this certain issues that's concerning them. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, the territory is a very beautiful, loving place. The four islands make up a territory. The people them is just loving, kind, honest, fair. But for some reason, man, it's just like something just keeping us from going on to reaching our next threshold of where we need to go.
yeah,
It's just something just keep blocking us, keep holding us back for whatever reason there is.
Wow.
yeah.
You know, so again, I feel that is we the people who gonna make this happen. If we choose to make it happen.
Yes.
You just can't get up every day and just go on the radio and talk. You need to do actions. Okay, you done talk now. Where's the actions behind that
Reaction.
talking?
Yep.
Yes.
You
Yep.
know, so we
Yes.
got to see results. We have to see the people them come out. We just take another instance, for instance, the Water and Power Authority, who controls our life. It affects all of us. But when time comes out, there's only one individual is out there with a sign on his back and just beating the concrete
One person.
every time,
Wow.
religiously,
Wow.
and it affects all of us. We live here literally 6 months without power. Okay, after the hurricane.
After the hurricane,
you
yeah.
could say you could say about 6 months to a year, because still up to a year, people still didn't have power, right?
Wow.
So if we lived through that period of time, survived it, came out even stronger, don't you think now that when the power is on and we decide, you know what, this month nobody pays a light bill unless and only those elderlies and those that in dire need, like medical condition,
Medical
has to have
attention,
their
yeah.
electricity.
Wow.
We could go a month without power.
You did it for 6 months?
We did it for 6 months.
Right.
Right now we could say, you know what, we decide now to keep our money in our pocket for this month. Cut the lights if I want. Cut them. Do whatever I want to do.
Yes.
But the people, I mean, have that determination
Determination.
and that drive to do it. For whatever reason, there's a fear being put in them.
Yes.
You know, so when we could come out and see the results, and then too, we are surrounded by islands. All our neighbors around in the different islands, when the government push back, they get up and they shut it down. Just take Puerto Rico, there, 20 minutes away. When the government decided that they're going to do something that the people don't like, hey, you know what? No working today.
You guys have seen
Nobody's
those.
going to work.
Yeah, they don't play around
Nobody
on Puerto
goes
Rico.
to work.
Okay.
Nobody goes to work. So now why can't we just take that same example here? And they ain't burning nothing. They ain't burning down no building. They ain't doing nothing. They just decide today is not work day, and nobody goes to work. But they have this fear in these people here that nobody don't want to do nothing. You know, so is what you all are doing, ladies, Joel, just continue to push this, because this is very, very, very vital for the Virgin Islands. We are on the map for different reasons, but we need to be on the map for this specific reason now.
Yes.
You know, put it in place, and as you say, you start it, so just keep on blazing that fire. That tree has to
Fireburn.
be burned. It has to be burned and lit.
Yes.
And the world gets to know this little dot in the Caribbean Sea stands for something.
Yes.
You guys can see the Caribbean Sea behind me, right?
Yeah.
Right there.
That's it right there.
Right
You know,
there.
That's
So-
it right there, man.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, keep on doing what
Thank
y'all
you.
are doing,
Awesome.
man.
Thank you.
Don't stop
Thank
this
you so
work.
much.
That was a fire just there. That was a fire.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Yes,
it
I-
helps to, to warm me and to encourage me. It really does because,
Yeah.
there's a part of me like, okay, yeah, this is but what you just shared and what you just shared was like, okay,
Yeah, you
Yeah,
see,
yes.
as Kimber
Yeah.
said it perfectly, when we used to live away, we used to come home, we visit,
Yeah.
come home on vacation, or just drive on the island. It's nice and cool, but when you come home now
And live.
live
Yes.
different story.
Totally
it's a total different
Yeah.
dynamics
Yes.
that taking
Because
place.
it's ongoing.
Ongoing.
Yeah.
You see it every day.
Every day.
Every day.
You guys should in the morning tune into talk radio here,
Okay.
and you can sort of get a sense of what
Sense.
people
I
are
will.
venting
I
about.
will. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll give you
Yeah.
guys the stations after, but
Please.
yeah, you can
That'll
tune
be
in
good.
and just get a sense of what people are calling about, what they're venting about,
What are some of the current issues?
yeah, I listen to
Yeah.
talk radio every day.
And it's
I listen-
probably the same issues each time because it's not changing. Is that what you're finding, or is it usually different?
Yeah, for the most part.
You could go back 40 years. Take the scripts of those radio stations back then, 40 years from today, and you see it's the same complaint that we are here. So what are we really saying? What are we really doing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a couple of good shows. I'll give you guys that. Just take a
Yeah,
listen. You
that'll
get
be
a you
good.
get a
Yeah.
sense
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
to hear what's happening.
Yeah.
With what people are complaining about, and I don't really hear much people in a sense. I mean, there's some good things. There's always good things happening, but in general,
Always.
people are just venting about the roads or WAPA. That's a big thing here. Education, they're on the front page of the local paper because
Look at it. The world is hit by corona right now. Coronavirus is hitting the world right now. Our hospital system is shut.
Can't handle that, huh?
We if something was to hit these borders, these shorelines, we all perish. If ands or buts about it, because there's nothing in place to protect the citizens. There's nothing here for us. If there is, they're not telling us.
they're not saying anything. Yeah.
You understand me? So we really, really need to get serious about our lives out here.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
Caribbean, all right. It's a vacation spot, all right. But yes, sir, we live here every day.
Yeah.
This is where we live.
Sure.
It's life.
Yeah.
We can't take the island and move it someplace else. This is where we at.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we want to feel safe here.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, crime is a little at times a little disruptive too. Just earlier today, Soup. This is so funny. I was actually standing at the door there, and the ambulance, if I'm not mistaken, Soup takes off from the old hospital.
yes, they do.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
instead
do.
of taking off
Cross
from the actual hospital by
Oh,
Sunny
the old
Isles,
hospital, really, it's still.
it takes off from the hospital here.
Oh.
So if you're calling from west, they got a little longer way to go.
to
Yes,
get
you
to
do.
you.
Yeah, but what was so funny was, there's a light right here by Pueblo, so I can hear the ambulance taking off. And Soup, so I guess there was a car blocking the ambulance. So the girl that was in the ambulance was on the loudspeaker saying, "Move to the left, move to the left." And I stopped there listening, saying to
Wow,
myself,
Wow.
now, if
she
this
got-
ambulance was going west, this is like seconds,
Lady, you understand?
Yeah,
me? So
this is what I'm saying. This doesn't make
man.
sense. I mean, there's a lot of talk too about putting an station and ambulance in Frederickstead, and this is a thing that should have been done a long time ago. What's the big holdup on that? If you have to build a facility, build one, but this will save lives. Could you imagine
Absolutely.
driving from here all the way dead west to get
bring
someone
patient to
somebody? I
Life
mean,
and death.
back up
Yeah.
round-
And then to
round
bring
trip.
him back. Yeah.
to bring him back.
up
Yeah.
round trip.
I don't get that, and that's what I say. Fireburn that issue.
Yeah.
We got to start over.
Of
Yeah.
course.
That's what I'm getting at. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So anyway,
That's good stuff. That's
yeah, it's
yeah.
it's the reality. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate. And hopefully no one gets hurt, no one dies,
Yeah.
no one no one
We're not
is.
promoting violence by any means.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, we're definitely not promoting
No.
No.
violence at all. But we'd like to see change,
Of course.
Yeah.
organized change,
Viable
constructive
change.
change,
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
for the betterment. This is all what we're trying to do. We're just trying to make this place better because they talk about our children and
Of course.
coming up, and so we want a better place for them to live.
Absolutely.
My son's growing doesn't live here, but for the kids that live here, we want them to have a better place.
Comfortable. Be happy to be here, to be in the Virgin Islands. To say, this is my home. This is where I live. This is where I'm from.
Of
You
course.
understand me?
Paradise.
Yes.
Yes.
Paradise.
Not just in words, but in deeds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that can happen, with those changes.
You're
Yes.
Yes.
So.
All right, ladies. So we're gonna wrap this up.
All right.
We'll let you ladies have the last say.
Word, yes.
Go right ahead.
You say and then I'll say something.
Well, I think, first of all, thank you so much for inviting us.
Sure. Anytime.
I would like to just basically say that if you have something in your heart and that you're passionate about, go for it.
Okay.
Don't hold back.
Okay.
Because I believe that everyone here on this earth has a purpose and a mission that we need to accomplish.
Yes.
We all have an assignment, and we have to figure out what our purpose is. And once we pray about it and God gives it to us in our hearts, go after it.
Just go after it.
Go after it, yeah.
All right, man.
My last word? Fireburn.
That's it right there, man. Start a big old fire and burn the place down. Soup, any final words?
Angela, Marjorie,
Yes, sir.
Joel, and everybody else that's on this project, I wish you all much success.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Just keep on doing what you're doing, because this is very, very vital to this community.
Thank you.
Jagai, one perfect love.
Yeah, we like to say one perfect love is our prayers and his blessings. We put it all together. You get one perfect love, man.
Yes, I agree.
All right, so on that note, we're out. This is the It's Your Perspective Talk Show every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. until. We'll be back next week, Tuesday, with more fun stuff. So enjoy your weekend. This weekend is Agricultural Fair here in St. Croix.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Support the fair, people. Support the fair.
Come on down. These young ladies and the crew will be there on Monday doing whatever they're doing, interviews and taking video and all this other good stuff.
Well, that
So
was a man on the street. Hey, come on out. And
yeah,
stand
come
up.
on out and say hello to the ladies, and Joel, they'll be there as well.
Yes.
So on that note, we're out, Soup. Everybody have a great weekend, man.
Yes, thank
Peace.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you. See why I love coming here?
Yeah.
And these men amazing. Yeah. Yes.
If I live in Haile Selassie, I ever present. Enoch and the host, Methuselah, Elohim implements. Still have mystified academics and burials in infringements. In the royal temple mountain, still as dumbfounded as in the beginning. In the cavities of the earth, catacomb and mazes blind you opening. While simultaneously the world